What it do, people? Keith Moore Jr. here, and today I'm going to be talking about why you can't lose weight. But before I get started, I need everyone to destroy that like button. It helps the channel to grow by getting the video out to more people. Now, we are in a new year, and I know there are a lot of people out there that have a New Year's resolution to lose weight. So I am going to give you all a couple of tips so that you can successfully lose weight, because I have had quite a few people ask me recently what they need to do, what they should be eating, what type of workouts they need to be doing, amongst other things. So first and foremost, I want everyone to get a food scale. I will put a link to this food scale in the description box below if you all would like to order it off of Amazon, and it will be an affiliate link, so I will get some commission off of it. So the reason why I recommend getting a food scale is because you need to understand how many calories you are consuming. And I say this time and time again, but a lot of people think just because they may only eat twice in one day or 4 times in one day, they think the amount of meals they are eating has to do with them losing weight. And they have no idea that they need to be focused on the number of calories that they are consuming. So I will usually ask someone when they say they can't lose weight, well, around how many calories are you eating? Before I even ask this question, I know the answer. The answer is always, I don't know. Or they will give me a range, and then I will say, well, are you measuring your foods out? And they will say, no, I don't weigh my foods out, but I know I'm in that range. No, you don't. You cannot eyeball your foods that you are consuming unless you have a lot of experience or you have your meals prepped for you by some meal prep company. But if you're just trying to eyeball food and you don't have any experience with like what 7 ounces of steak looks like or 3/4 a cup of brown rice looks like, then you have no idea of how many calories you are consuming. And that's your first mistake, because you are not in a caloric deficit, and that is the reason why you are not losing weight. So this is the first step here. Now real quick, last year you all saw me lose weight with intermittent fasting. Now I was not using a food scale at that time, but I was in a caloric deficit, and I know I was in a caloric deficit because I have a lot of experience weighing my foods out. So in the past, if I would have just tried to do intermittent fasting, just having an eating window and just eating whatever I wanted to, I probably would not have had much success unless I was somehow in a caloric deficit. But you can't just say, okay, well, I'm not eating a lot, so I'm in a caloric deficit. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to at least start off with weighing your foods, and then over time, as you get used to looking at the portion sizes and things like that, then you can get rid of using the food scale. But it's not something that's inconvenient. It doesn't take long to weigh your foods out. A lot of times people act like it's such an inconvenience, but it's like, do you want to lose weight or not? Because obviously what you're doing right now is not working. So I just like to get straight to the point with that. Weigh your foods out, and then you can start incorporating other things if you would like intermittent fasting or whatever approach you want to take. So a lot of people will ask me, well, this is the workout that I'm doing this much cardio, this is how much resistance training I'm doing, and then I circle back and I say, well, how many calories are you consuming? Once again, they'll say, I don't know, but I work out very hard. Now, I know you all have heard this saying before, but I will repeat it again. You cannot outwork a bad diet. So you can actually still lose weight without even stepping foot in the gym. If your diet is on point, if you're in a caloric deficit and you aren't able to work out, you can still lose weight. So I want people to get rid of that false misconception that they can just work out as hard as they want and still eat whatever, not worry about their calories, and they'll lose weight. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, things were different probably when you were a teenager, because a lot of people say, well, when I was a teenager, I can eat whatever I wanted. Once again, they are taking into account things like how active they were. Yeah, you were playing sports more than likely in high school or when you were a teenager. Whenever you were a teenager, some people may have been teenagers in middle school, high school, freshman year of college, whatever it may be, you were probably more active during that time period. You were walking from class to class, playing sports, as I mentioned earlier. Some people may have had gym class. So it's a lot of different variables that come into this, because a lot of people think just because they get older that they have to let themselves go and they will never lose weight again. That's not the case. So I'm trying my best not to rant here, but it's kind of turning into a rant just because this is something I'm very passionate about, and it's not impossible to do. I'm not going to say it's not that difficult, because you know, everybody has different situations. Some people have kids. I don't have any kids, so I don't have to worry about going to get them the food that they want and not being able to eat that. You know, I eat what I want to eat every day. So I know some people's situations are different. I do realize that. Now, another thing that I want to bring up on why you can't lose weight is because you are not consistent. So you can't just have one good week of eating, tracking your calorie consumption, and then the following week you have, you know, 3 consecutive days where your calories are at a surplus. You know, you can't say, well, last week, you know, I was good, but this week, you know, I got off track. No, you have to stay consistent with it. Over time, if you stay consistent, you will reach whatever your fitness goal is. Well, I won't say whatever your fitness goal is. We have to be reasonable with it. But you will be able to lose weight if you stay consistent with your nutrition over time and you ensure that you are in a caloric deficit. So it requires discipline, yes, but once again, it is worth the reward that you will have once you reach whatever your goal weight may be. You know, don't just give up because it starts to get difficult for one day and then you just say, you know what, forget it, I'm just gonna eat whatever. And then a lot of people think once they eat whatever and they stuff their face, that's going to make them feel better. A lot of times from my conversations with people, it makes them feel worse, because then you're like, I just set myself back after I just put in this hard work to stay disciplined with a diet, and I let it all go by eating crap for one day because I was stressed. You know, it's gonna cause you more stress when you have to look in that mirror, you know, the next day and realize, like, why did I do that? Was it even worth it? So you can have a flexible approach with what you are eating. You do not have to eat clean 100% of the time. I don't want you to think that. It doesn't have to be a situation to where you're eating like a bodybuilder does, as if you were prepping for a show. You can still lose weight while enjoying yourself, enjoying your life. You all saw me do it when I was intermittent fasting towards the end of 2019. I was still able to enjoy myself. I just had an eating window. So the intermittent fasting actually helped me consume less calories because of that eating window. That was one of the reasons why I did it. So I'm not saying you have to do intermittent fasting, but that was something that I found to work for me. And once I do another cut, I will probably be weighing my foods out this next time, because it will probably be for a competition. So I won't be doing intermittent fasting. I'll transition over to weighing my foods out again, so that I know exactly how much I am consuming, and I will know what changes I need to make. So if you, well, I won't say if you, I will say when you start weighing your foods out, something that you can use to track your calories each day is a free app called MyFitnessPal. Very simple to use. It will break down your calories as well as your macronutrients, which are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And you just log that in every day. You can add your friends on there so you all can hold each other accountable. And if you are working out, you can also track your workouts in that app as well. I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I'm very passionate about this, so sometimes I get a little overboard with the rant. So I don't want to offend anyone, but do not allow another year to go by where you are not reaching your fitness goal due to lack of discipline and lack of consistency, or just being plain lazy and saying, well, I don't have time to weigh out my foods. It literally takes a couple of seconds. It's not anything that's extremely time consuming. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. Please like the video once again. Subscribe to my channel. We're almost to 1,000. Help get me there. I appreciate the continued support, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.